Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into something today that, well, it might just flip your expectations about learning English.
Right.
We've been looking at some material that suggests, believe it or not, one of the best ways to boost your fluency is, well, talking to yourself.
It does sound a bit strange, doesn't it? I mean, we're always told, find a partner, practice conversation.
Exactly.
But these sources, they make a really compelling case for why speaking out loud, even if you're the only one listening, is actually incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. So our mission for this deep dive is to really get into why this works and then look at the practical ways you can actually do it. We'll share some examples, some handy phrases, and then, throw down a challenge for you to give it a go.
We're basically pulling out the key insights, showing you how your own voice might be, well, the unlock you're looking for.
Okay, so let's jump right in then. Why does this actually help? What are the core reasons this works for learners?
Well, the first thing that really stands out is the physical and mental training involved. It's quite direct.
Oh, so?
By actually speaking English out loud, even when you're alone, you're training your mouth muscles. You're engaging the speech centers in your brain. You're reinforcing memory retrieval. It's active. It's not just thinking about the words.
Right. It's production, not just passive reception.
Exactly. And that's so important because it helps you get around that really common block of translating everything in your head from your native language.
Yeah, the mental gymnastics.
Right. When you consistently just form the sentences directly in English, you start building that pathway to actually think in English more naturally.
Which is the goal, really. And I guess just hearing yourself speak more often must help with confidence, too.
Oh, definitely. The material points that out. Just the simple act of producing the language more, getting comfortable with the sound of your own voice speaking English.
Makes it less scary when you do it with others.
Precisely. It lowers the stakes, builds familiarity.
And the practicality is huge, isn't it? I mean, the source material mentions this.
It's unbeatable, really. Your practice partner yourself is always there. No scheduling, no finding someone, no specific place needed.
Your own mind becomes the lab, basically.
Yeah, your most accessible practice ground.
Okay, here's something I found really interesting in the material. This observation about polyglots, people who speak many languages.
Ah, yes, that's a powerful point.
Apparently, many of them actually cite self-talk, talking to themselves, as a significant part of how they learned. What does that suggest?
Well, it strongly suggests this isn't some, weird little trick. For people who are highly successful language learners, it seems to be a legitimate, effective technique they actually rely on.
So if the pros are doing it...
It adds a lot of weight, doesn't it? It suggests it's a valuable tool, maybe especially as a supplement to other methods.
Okay, so we get why it's powerful. But the how is important. How do you actually do this without feeling, completely ridiculous?
Right, just muttering all day isn't the goal. The material lays out some pretty clear, practical techniques.
Good. Let's hear them.
Okay, so technique 1 is described as the easiest starting point. Describe what you're doing.
Just narrating your life.
Pretty much. As you do things. The example they give is great, like making tea. Okay, I'm making a cup of tea. I'm putting the kettle on now, waiting for the water to boil. Right now I'm pouring the hot water. Simple stuff.
But you're immediately using verbs, nouns, sequencing words.
Exactly. And you could do it while cooking, cleaning, walking around, getting dressed. Any routine activity.
What's the main benefit there?
It really builds that foundation of everyday vocabulary and, importantly, natural phrasing connected to your actions and your environment.
Makes sense. Okay, what's technique 2?
Technique 2 moves inward a bit, expressing your thoughts and feelings.
So voicing your inner monologue.
Yeah, starting to articulate those internal thoughts in English. The example given was something like, I feel a little tired today, didn't sleep great last night, but I've got a lot on, so need to stay focused.
That feels like a step up. You're connecting feelings, reasons.
It does. It builds your emotional vocabulary, links your actual thoughts and feelings to the language, makes it more personal, more real.
Okay, technique 3.
Technique 3, asking and answering questions. This one's great for practicing conversation flow, even solo.
Like having a mini conversation with yourself.
Exactly. The material suggests things like asking yourself, so what are the plans for this weekend? And then answering, well, I might go to the park. If the weather's nice, I'll probably take a walk or maybe read a book.
Ah, I see. So you practice question forms.
Right, and conditionals like if, future tenses, ways to express possibility like might or maybe. It helps build those quick response patterns.
Okay, useful. What's next? Technique 4.
Technique 4 is Practice storytelling.
Telling stories about yourself.
Yeah, retelling things that happened to you, experiences you've had in English.
Okay, give me an example.
The one in the source was about a trip. So last year, I went on this amazing trip to Italy. It was beautiful, actually. I visited Rome, Florence, and Venice, too. Tried some incredible food, and I even, made some friends with locals.
That's brilliant for practicing past tenses, isn't it?
Absolutely. Past tense verbs, descriptive words, sequencing events.
Yeah.
It really helps you structure a narrative, builds fluency in recounting things.
Right. And the last one, Technique 5.
Technique 5 is a bit different. Shadowing practice. This involves listening to English.
Shadowing, how does that work?
You listen to a short bit of English audio or video, maybe a sentence or two, and then you immediately try to repeat it exactly as you heard it.
Mimicking the speaker.
Yes, mimicking their pronunciation, their rhythm, their intonation. The steps are basically listen carefully, pause the audio, and then repeat aloud.
And the benefit there is mostly pronunciation.
Pronunciation, yes, but also rhythm, stress patterns, and how words link together smoothly. Yeah. In natural speech, what's sometimes called connected speech. It helps you sound, more natural.
Okay, those are 5 solid techniques. And the material also gave some specific phrases to get started, right?
Yeah, which is super helpful. They categorize them for everyday situations.
Like?
Well, for your daily routine.
Yeah.
Stuff like, okay, need to get ready for work now, or I'm brushing my teeth, or even just, what should I wear today? Simple entry points.
Oh, prompts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or for making decisions. Should I cook tonight or just order food? I think I'll go for a walk after dinner. You're verbalizing those little choices in English.
And problem solving, too.
Mm-hmm. Like, where did I put my keys? Or, okay, hang on, let's think, what did I actually do yesterday? Using English for that internal troubleshooting.
I like that. And maybe the most powerful, self-motivation.
Yes. Phrases like, come on, you can do this. Or, just got to focus and finish this task. And crucially, it's okay to make mistakes. Just keep going.
Using English to be kind to yourself as a learner.
Exactly. It helps normalize English as the language for your internal world, your thoughts, decisions, even your encouragement.
Okay, this all sounds really practical. So we've got the why and the how. Now, you mentioned a challenge.
Yes, the material we look at lays out a very direct challenge for you, the listener.
Let's hear it.
It's pretty simple, really. For the next 7 days, just commit to talking to yourself in English for at least 5 minutes a day, minimum.
Just 5 minutes. That sounds doable.
Totally doable. And they suggest times like, while you're getting ready in the morning, or maybe while you're walking outside, or even just before bed. Fit it in where it works.
Find a consistent slot.
Yeah. And the key piece of advice that comes with it is just pick one technique to start. Don't try to do everything.
Focus.
And just speak. Don't obsess about perfection. Don't worry about every little mistake.
Because fluency comes from practice, not perfection.
That's the message, loud and clear from the material. Practice over perfection. Every time.
Right. So wrapping this up, what's the big picture here, the main takeaway from this deep dive?
I think it's realizing that effective English practice doesn't always have to involve finding other people or using external resources. Your own voice, your own thoughts, your daily routines, they can become this incredibly consistent and accessible practice tool.
It really shifts the focus inward.
It does, and it highlights that point about consistent active practice being so much more valuable than waiting for the perfect moment or being paralyzed by the fear of mistakes.
So we really hope you'll consider taking that 7-day challenge. Just try it.
Yeah, see what happens, see how it feels, how it impacts your confidence, maybe even your fluency.
And maybe ponder that final question the source material leaves us with.
Which is?
What does it really mean? What potential is truly unlocked when you consciously decide to turn your own internal dialogue, your own thoughts, into your most active language learning laboratory?